first. Case.
I forgot the old mute thing. Sorry about that. Good start. Hey, Tomas, how you doing?
Hey, Casey. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you. Hey, obviously what you guys are about to undertake, you and all the NBA teams, is pretty unprecedented given what's going on with COVID. I'm curious for your perspective as someone who's a citizen of two countries, just kind of like what your mindset was coming back to America and how mentally prepared you are for the challenges that face all teams.
Yeah, it was like a roller coaster, to be honest with you. You know, me coming back to my country with my family after like a month and a half after we canceled the league, you know, go through different regulation, different restrictions in my country. I was there for 6 months. I haven't been there since I was 17 years old, you know, so it was definitely weird times. But I try to look at it a positive way, you know, try to rest my body, try to get mentally prepared for the next season. And, you know, I had that call from AK that we're going to have a bubble here in September. So I moved with my family back here. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest with you. I knew the guys couldn't practice 5-on-5, but, you know, I'm pretty glad that I did that and I could be around the teammates because it's very exciting, you know, just to be getting closer to the season.
And what kind of challenges do you think this season is going to present, you know, with the daily testing and the travel and all that stuff?
Well, it's going to be obviously very challenging and very different from what we've known before. But I think as we talk about it with the team, we shouldn't be complaining too much about it. We shouldn't be focusing on how many restrictions, how many difficulties this will bring, because it will kind of take your focus out of basketball. And I think there's so much excitement right now because we were one of those teams that haven't played for 9 months. And I guess it's kind of easier for us, you know, to be facing those challenges.
Thank you, Tomas.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Cheryl Ray Stout with WBEZ. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Hi, Tomas. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. With the new coach with the Bulls, with Billy Donovan, has he talked to you about your role, what he expects out of you? And you know there's been a lot of changes as far as role with the team at this point.
Well, we obviously haven't talked that much about many stuff. You know, this is we're just starting to know each other more. I'm very confident in our coaching staff. You know, I've heard great stuff, obviously, about him from my friends that I've played under him, from Bradley Beal, from Alex Abrinas, who had him in OKC. And, you know, we were just able to speak with each other about what we should do to be winning team and what are, you know, some things that we have to work on from last season. But I think, you know, going to the training camp, the most important is that everybody's here, everybody's excited, and we had, you know, time to spend some time together even before this. So, you know, I'm really looking forward to have this new season with the new coaching staff, with Bill especially.
Were you able to do any basketball workouts when you were overseas, or were you limited because of the restrictions there?
Yeah, so it was a little bit different than what you guys had here in the United States. The reason why I stayed there for almost 6 months was because at one point there was no restriction for us, and for like last 3 months I was able to actually work out in 5-on-5 with my ex club that was getting ready for the season with USK Prague. I spent some time with my national team because we had like 2 weeks of you know, trainings. So that was very, very helpful for me because obviously after, you know, some time you start missing that, and you start miss basketball, just being around guys. And, you know, just for me, being able to, you know, spend that time with my family and be able to practice was huge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Cody Westerland with 670thescore.com.
Hey, Tomas, when you look back at last year and you compare it to this season, what area does the team have to take the biggest jump in to find more success?
Well, I think we really, what we did last season was competing, but we just weren't able to, you know, finish those games, and we were so close all the time. But I think at the one point we kind of stopped believing in us that we can do that. You know, I think the first message from the coach was that we are the, you know, we should be having mentality like a winning team, and that's what we focus on, because I think we have a great group of guys. That was the most challenging and frustrating part about losing last year, because I think this team and this group has a lot of talent, and they put a lot of work in. And so I think this is going to be the biggest goal to do for next year. Obviously other things are different adjustment, different style of play under Billy, but I think this is the most important one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Andy Seligman with the AP.
Yeah, hi, Thomas. Two questions. First, what concerns did you have, if any, about coming back to the U.S.? And also, what have your impressions been of Billy in terms of working with him?
So I don't think I had a lot of concerns coming back. I had a lot of teammates here. I was talking to Arch. I was talking to a few other guys who were working here, and obviously watching it from social media, watching it from outside is different than hearing from the guys who are actually in Chicago and working out. So I wasn't really concerned at all. I was traveling with my young daughter, so that's always you have always this on your mind, just to be sure that everything's goes smoothly in terms of traveling. But once we get here, we didn't really think about anything else. My first impression of Billy were great. I had during bubble, I had chance to call him, and we had a good conversation. Like I told you, I knew about him from past. Funny thing is that he was in Prague, in Czech Republic, coaching a under 19 USA basketball team, and I was in the gym and this tournament, so it was funny. We talk about it a lot, and I think I had just a great feeling from that conversation.
Thanks.
All right, next up we have Joe Cowley with the Chicago Sun-Times.
Sato, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Hey, real quick, obviously you have a dog in this race, so it's kind of an awkward position to put you in, but the point guard spot, it sounds like Billy wants to at least give Kobe that first chance at it. Do you think he's ready from what you've seen? I mean, I think you were there at the September mini camp when you guys were able to play some full squad scrimmages. Has he taken that jump where you say, yeah, I objectively have to pull myself away from this and say, this dude's ready to be a starting NBA point guard?
Yeah, for sure. I think he deserved that. I think I really liked the progress he did last season, especially that how he ended up the year, from after All-Star break. He had an unbelievable run. And I think even when I saw him like after 9 months, I think he did a huge progress. You could tell that he was working out a lot. I can see that difference from also mental standpoint and how it's been, from conversation with each other, that he really matured over that year. And I think he deservedly should be, in this role, and I think I like what he said about this the other day, that it's all about us competing, and helping each other in practices. And that's what we do. Our relationship is really good, and it's always been that way. And I'm happy for him, and happy and ready just to help him with anything he needs.
Did you kind of see this coming, that eventually he probably was going to take that role, even though it was yours at the start of last year?
Well, he definitely deserved it at the end of the last year. I went through the struggle at the end. My body felt very tired at the end, and he was playing the best basketball in his NBA career, and so like I said, he really deserved this one. But then, obviously, with COVID, I didn't think about it that much. For me, the most important part was really to get my body ready, to get my to work on some stuff that bothered me last year from healthy standpoints, and be ready for the next season. And I really didn't worry about this much.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Darnell Mayberry with The Athletic.
Hey, what's up, Thomas? How are you?
How you doing, man?
Good. I have two questions for you. The first is the offense. There's a lot of talk around Chicago and the Bulls just about the point guard position, and how you guys need a playmaker, a natural facilitator. What do you think when you hear those those types of things, and how will you guys overcome it at the point guard spot this year, you think?
I mean, I'm trying to stay away from it. I know it's a social media, time, and it's tough not to see all the messages. But my job is to really worry about how I help the team and how I help my teammates that I play with. I'm always trying to focus on the group I have here, not about the outside voices. And I think everybody should approach it this way. I think we have enough talent with this group to be successful. And I'm liking it so far, the way we put work in. And I think that's just what we should worry about.
And my second question is about the defense.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have lost, I think it's kind of flown under the radar, but you lost your two best perimeter defenders in Shaq and Chris.
Mm-hmm.
How do you overcome that this season?
Well, it's going to be definitely tough to substitute those guys, especially defending on the ball. Those were they're probably one of those best defenders in the league. But I think we have enough versatile players, enough of length, enough of good defenders still on the team that we can be still a good defensive team. And I liking so far, seeing our team, how it look, how should look in the defense. And like I say, we have a lot of guys that can guard multiple positions. I like the draft pick Patrick Williams that we picked. He's a great defender. I could saw him in the practice, so he's going to definitely help us. And I think it's going to take a few times until he's there in the conversation with those two players.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, we got Jamal Collier with the Chicago Tribune.
What's up, man? I want to go back really quick to Kobe and just kind of what maybe the biggest differences you saw from him at the start of last year and kind of when you first playing with him compared to not even really just the end of March, but even kind of now. What ways have you seen him grow?
I think it's just the confidence. You can say that it was obviously a tough year for him as well. For any rookie, starting his NBA dream, not being able to finish the season, stopping in March, having wait for 9 months. But I see the confidence and just the lessons he learned, and he's using it. Definitely, that stretch he had after All-Star break helped him. He's been great in decision making. Everybody talking about him being the scorer, but I think he's great decision making, and he should be, still trying to work on it. And that's what he does. He competes for in every practices, and I think that's the way how you should approach that. And he's doing a great job.
Between that first and second year, I don't know how much you remember of I don't know how much point guard you're playing at that time or what, but just how big of a difference is that just to have 1 year under your belt? What differences did you notice?
Yeah, but it's a huge difference. And I think, just being on one team for second season, it's great because you have the confidence of knowing players, of knowing your teammates, knowing the organization, already experiencing, playing in NBA, that helps you for that second year. And I remember I didn't play that much my first year in DC, but that second year I was mentally much more ready, and I took advantage of it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we got 2 more questions. The next one comes from Casey Johnson again.
Hey, real quick, Tomas, what from your perspective, what did John Wall mean to the DC community?
Oh, it meant a lot. Obviously it's very fresh news, him being traded to Houston. But what I've seen, what Tommy Shepard said about it, that was one of the toughest trades that he was part of, because I know what John meant to DC and to the fan base, and it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be very strange for not seeing him around the team. But that's the way how it goes in this league, and I just want to wish him good luck in Houston because he definitely deserves have a good season after those 2 years that he struggled with injury.
Thanks.
All right, last one from Rob Schaefer with NBC Sports.
Hey, Tomas, hope you're well.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Wanted to ask you talked a little about what the team needs to key in on and focus on to jump this year. I was wondering for you specifically, what are your keys? What are your areas of focus for this year to have a second, in your second season in Chicago to be successful?
I keep talking about, getting rest and getting my body ready, but I think the other part, which kind of goes together with it's my shooting. I had the biggest drop probably in percentage. I think it was at the end of the year where it almost seemed like I couldn't hit the shot when I was wide open. And what I try to use this time off I had it was to work with my shooting coach overseas. That really helped me like 3 years ago, and I actually had a lot of time to work with him. I feel very confident. I changed my shot a little bit to be a little quicker, and just feel confident about going to this to new season. Hopefully that's going to pay off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we got for you, Tomas. Thank
All
you.
right, guys. Thank you very much. Take care.
Hey, media, if you guys want to log off and then come and log back on, we'll have Otto here in like